Tyrique Stevenson. Woo! A name that you should be very familiar with. All Miami Hurricanes should be very familiar with, and that's what we're going to talk about today because it is official. Former defensive back for the Georgia Bulldogs, Tyrique Stevenson, has entered the transfer portal. Before we dive into that, guys, you're watching NMD TV Canes all day. If you're rocking with you, then you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe button so you never miss out on a video. Also, guys, make sure you check out my NMD Stories channel where I do documentaries, mini films, and I just posted a video on Deion Sanders and his connection with Jackson State University and what they're doing over there. A lot of information in that video. Make sure you check that out along with the Jalen Phillips documentary. Link in the description for that. But today we're talking about Tyrique Stevenson. Now, for everybody, if you're a Miami Hurricane, you should be familiar with Tyrique Stevenson. He's in the transfer portal, and there's been rumors that he could come to Miami. I want to let everybody know that there's been rumors. There's been talk about him possibly coming to Miami. There's been podcasts. There's been even the Georgia podcast who came out and said Miami could be possibly tampering, snitches, with Tyrique coming home and coming to Miami. None of that mattered until today when he officially entered the transfer portal, right? And many people think he's going to come to Miami. Another name that has been connected with Tyrique is the Florida Gators. So right now, the only two teams that I've heard that have even been mentioned is Florida Gators, the Miami Hurricanes, with the Miami Hurricanes our Canes seems to be the number one contender to get Tyrique Stevenson. Now, Tyrique Stevenson is the guy we recruited way back in the day, a couple years ago. We thought we had him early on. We were early on Tyrique. We had him, and then Georgia got involved. He skipped Paradise Camp, went to the Georgia camp, and before you know it, he's on the Army All-American game, whatever game it was, put on the Georgia Bulldogs hat, which wasn't cool, but you fast forward 2 years later, he's in the transfer portal, and he could be possibly a Miami Hurricane. And I, for one, am excited. Now, I'm not going to jump on here and act like I have watched every snap of Tyrique Stevenson. I'm not going to act like I've dissected it, sliced and diced his film. But when you look at what he's done at Georgia, the stats that he's put up, this is a corner that will come over here and compete. At Georgia, Stevenson played in all 24 games with 5 starts. He had 13 tackles, 1 sack, 5 breakups as a freshman in 2019, and then 34 tackles, 1 tackles for loss, 5 pass breakups in 2020, along with a punt returner. So Miami would be getting a good player. As I mentioned, I haven't watched all his film, but I was watching the New Year's Six bowl game where Tyrique basically saved the Georgia Bulldogs season. He was guarding his man. The quarterback threw it in his vicinity, but he threw it to another wide receiver. Tyrique had the knowledge, the ability, the football wherewithal to leave his man, go to the other man, make a dive, knock the ball down. Georgia was able to get the ball back. They ended up winning the game. This is a guy who would come over here and compete. Physical corner who a physical defensive back coach like T-Rob would love to have. So you look at T-Rob, right? T-Rob, if Miami was to get Tyrique Stevenson, T-Rob would have a good problem on his hands because you got Tyrique Stevenson come over to help the corner. You got a young bull in Corey Couch. You got Al Blaze and DJ Ivy, 2 veterans. And then you got the safeties, James Williams, Cam Kitchens, Avante, Bubba Bowden coming back. Listen, if I'm a defensive back coach, oh my Lord, those are a lot of puzzles to play with. Our secondary, if you were to get Tyrique Stevenson in the mix here, should be a strong point. I say should because listen, everything looks good on paper. Everything looks pretty on paper, but we've got to get it done, Miami Hurricanes. We've got to get it done. Nothing is official. But Tyrique Stevenson is in the transfer portal, and he's been connected to 2 schools, Florida and Miami. But if I was talking to Tyrique right now, hey, say, Tyrique, you know what to do. Come on over to the